Okay, let's do it. Hello everybody. This is my second video where I'm talking about how to draw or how you can train yourself how to draw as a production designer. So after I've released the last video, one of my friends told me that I should just keep talking more about the next step instead of just throwing the basics. Let's jump in. So perspective is very easy. So everybody should know the rule by now, but you're supposed to draw a horizon first when you do sketches, and then so this is horizon, and you're supposed to draw the vanishing point. Vanishing point first. I would say just BP. And then the next one is just you would maybe draw a circle, another the rectangle. If you watched my previous video, you should be comfortable with drawing rectangles already, because you should have finished drawing 4,000 rectangles in the previous video. So okay, so this is the perspective. It's very easy, straightforward. Everybody knows about it. Please remember to draw the horizon first and then the vanishing point second, so that you can start drawing the perspective at any moment. So I need you to keep practicing like drawing different shapes. Maybe I should do this. So in the perspective, all the lines goes either straight or horizontal. Otherwise, other lines always would be connected to the vanishing point, pretty much. Okay. So just practice doing this in many different shapes, maybe like this. So I would encourage you to just like keep drawing many different shapes of the environment. If your drawing gets kind of messed up, use Sharpie or something thicker to emphasize the lines. Let's choose some more. I might try something round here. Yeah. Anything. So this is perspective. Think you can start coloring it to add more texture. For instance, like if I was painting the interior, I would just draw the floor with the brown, maybe the ceiling with the same color. Let's try different color for the wall. Yeah. So the rule here is no eraser. So there's no like drafting line or finishing line. I'm just using this black pen from the beginning to finish. So make sure that every line you draw is the line that end up being in the final presentation of your illustration. Rule number 2 is no ruler. You shouldn't use any ruler, so please be reminded that all I'm doing here is just drawing by hand throughout the whole process. The reason is that if you're a professional production designer, you should know that the speed of how you draw is very important, because in many cases you wouldn't have much time to draw these renderings. Like sometimes you have to finish one rendering in like 15 minutes or 30 minutes. That happens very often in, at least my job, and then I think it's pretty the same for the other production designers as well. So the only time that you can justify yourself doing the hand drawing is your drawing is faster than doing the SketchUp. And also, if you want to draw a clean presentation, please use the 3D software instead of drawing by yourself. The only time you will be drawing by your hand is it's faster than doing it in computer. So if you see what I'm doing, it's pretty straightforward, and it doesn't really take much time to do these kind of stuff. Okay, to get the idea. All right, so this is the perspective. So if you notice, it only took me like 3 minutes to draw this, and if you add 1 people here, standing maybe with a bag, just get the idea of the environment as well. So I'm going to talk about the other rule. It's very tricky in the perspective. So when you draw a vanishing point, the horizon and a vanishing point, and then the wall at the end, please understand that this length here is 5 feet 6 inches, or it's about like 1650 millimeters in Japan. And sorry, remember, no ruler. So if I draw this line here, it's also 5, 6 here. If you draw a line here, it's also 5, 6 here. The same thing here. It's 5, 6 here. So if you draw a person here, this is pretty much 6 feet person standing and at this point. And if you try to draw a door opening, if it's like 7 feet or something, this is the size of the door. opening. So if you have a window that's here, the window opening, and you want to make the height of the window from the floor 4 feet, all you have to do is I will just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is about like 5 feet, and then 4 is here, right? So this is the window height. If this is like 4, 2 or something, and then if the opening is 3 feet high, 1, 2, 3. So this is it. So this is 3 feet. Because from here to here is 5, 6. So you can kind of like use it as your guide to draw anything. So if you want a table that's about like 2 feet, maybe 2, 6. So this is the height of the table here. And I will just draw like this. And then you can just do this, right? So that's like the secret rule hidden behind the rule of perspective. You can see this is about like 3 feet high here. If it's 3, the same distance from here to here to here to here is 3 feet. And so this is another 3, and this is another 3 roughly, and this might be 2 feet. So you can measure, this is 1, so this you can measure 3, 9, 10. So you can just say the width of this room is 12 feet. And then it's 12 feet here to here. It's 12 from here to here, 12 here, stuff like that. So if you say 12, so if you have a like floor tile that's about a foot square in size, so this would be the tiles. Fancy. Same thing. So that's perspective, and like some with some like size information in mind because it helps. But just please keep just drawing different types of environments. No ruler, no eraser. And then if you want to erase something, you can always use the whitener. But so like don't waste your time like start drawing with a pencil and erasing it later. It just takes time too much. But you know, but if you have watched the previous video and finished like drawing 4,000 squares and 4,000 circles and 4,000 like columns and everything, you shouldn't really be like distracted about like not being able to erase your line or not being allowed to use any ruler, because you should be able to have the skill to draw a straight line by hand and get the perspective and proportion right. The reason that everything here to here is 5, 6 is because it's the height of your eyes. So obviously, if you want to place your camera like lower or higher than your eye level, you can adjust it. But most of the drawing that you do should have your camera at your eye level instead of low angle or high angle if you're a production designer. So if you follow the rule, every person you draw in the drawing should have the same level, same eye level. Like this. Well, if you have a kid, it will go like this, but unless it's a kid. So this line represents 5, 6 all the time. This is 5, 6. This is 5, 6 all the time. That's pretty much it, actually. The perspective, the rule itself is easy, and if you get used to the rule, I mean, the following the rule, I mean, you don't even like think about it. So it's just, you know, the matter is if you spend your time practicing or not. Otherwise, it's just very simple, fairly easy. And please notice that like how fast I'm drawing. And like I said, the speed is very, very important. If you're a production designer, you don't have much time. You don't want to waste your time. And if you want a clean presentation, hire somebody else or use the 3D software. The only time you can justify yourself drawing by hand is you're faster than SketchUp. So please be faster. And please train yourself until you become faster than computer program. Because otherwise it's just better to use a computer program anyways. But if you watch the previous video of mine, you will see that the reason that you're drawing by hand is make it rough and draw only 70% of your drawing, 70% of your plan in the drawing, so that everybody else can just grow their imagination and throw some more ideas to your drawing. Like the director who saw this image can say, okay, that's good, that looks good. What if we did this? Or, your cinematographer would come back to and say, okay, this looks great, but we want to change something. So it's just the idea of doing the hand drawing sketch is just to lead the conversation that happens by looking at your drawing, instead of like giving the perfect plan to them. All right, guess that would make a good video.